welcome to BCB Live. Yes, we are that safest station in the nation.
All right, everybody, and welcome to BCB Live, the safest station in the nation. Drive safe, Dave here, coming to you. Finally, we made it to a Friday, and yes, the weekend is upon us right after we do today. So it is Fun Friday, it is Fantastic Friday, it's Freaky Friday, it's all the Fridays rolled into one, but yes, most importantly, it is the day before the weekend. So, hey, look, what's up in the news today? And I'm going to go ahead and continue to talk about it because it is very impactful. It has now ranked in one of the deadliest fires in recent U.S. history. Already the death toll is up to 55 people and still counting. So they are not even allowing people back into the region yet because they still have so much to sift through, so much to go through. And unfortunately, they have recovery animals out there, dogs out there, and they are looking out there to find the loved ones that may still be left out there because a lot of people, there is at least 100 people still missing. And that in and of itself is scary. I will tell you that, you know, the U.S. has been racked by many fires. Now, this is a recent history. The deadliest one was in not too long ago in California. 88 people passed there. But the United States is no stranger to history when it comes to fires. The Great Fire in Chicago is ranked as one of the worst. Most people don't realize the Peshtigo fire, which occurred the very same day as the Chicago fire, killed almost 2,500 people that day up in Wisconsin. So there's a lot of bad stuff when it comes to fire, how much it can get out of control and just how dangerous it is. Our hearts and prayers go out to these people. This was a beautiful community. If you've ever been to Hawaii and you've ever been to Maui, this place right here was a treasure trove of the United States, and it has been, look at the devastation. That fire swept through there unchecked, out of control, and I'm going to tell you, it is horrible. If you get a chance, make sure you say a small prayer for those out there that are dealing with this. They are not even allowed to be back into the homes, and we don't know when they're even going to be left back into the area. Thousands of people have been evacuated. Tens of thousands of people have been evacuated from this region out of Maui. So a lot have returned home, and a lot have been sent to the other Hawaiian Islands. But I'm going to tell you right now, it will take economically years to recover here in Hawaii. We'll be right back after this message. We're going to talk about a little bit of news that's going on in transportation. A merger just was announced yesterday, and we got some other cool news, and I want to talk about that shortly, right after this secret message.
All right, hey, check it out. Here we are live right here in Mansfield, Texas, our BCB Live studio. What I really love about this place right now are the endless opportunities, the endless ways that you can use this studio.
Hey, welcome back to the 2023 Pickle Parade.
BCB Live, we started out really focused on that transportation, that trucking only. You know, talking about safety, making sure that we're giving that story about safety. We have the ability to do interviews, social media content, sales opportunities. What are you showcasing? What are you doing today that you've got to get that out?
All right, and we're back here on BCB Live, the safest station in the nation. Drive safe, Dave here, all by himself today. Rick's out doing some insurance work. How cool is that? I bet you I am so jealous that I am not sitting there in an office with a bunch of insurance guys talking insurance today. You know, that really, I am so jealous of that. Not. But I am jealous of where he's at and the weather that he's dealing with. I think he was dealing with 78 degrees yesterday. I don't even want to talk to him because we're dealing with 107, and it doesn't look like it's going to stop anytime soon. All right, really quick, let's look at this. Forward Air announced yesterday its plans to merger with Omni Logistics. If I'm not mistaken, Forward Air has about 900 units, and they're merging with Omni Logistics, which is a 3PL company. Both of these are listed in the top 100. I'm going to tell you right now, this is a pretty big merger and a pretty big deal. So it was announced yesterday. Not all the facts are in, not all the details are in, not all the money numbers are in yet. But as soon as all that comes down, we'll let you know a little bit more about that. But this is right here another one of those things working together to try to create this LTL company and this Forward Air company going to be working with a 3PL company to try to make their business a little bit better, a little bit tighter, and a little bit more profitable. It's a pretty big deal that's happening and pretty interesting. You know, the area, it never stops changing, that little landscape of transportation. So this is a good announcement, I think, going forward, and pretty interesting, these two coming together to make a bigger company and a better company. So I definitely want to take a look at that. And if you had a little bit of stocks in Forward Air, it definitely paid off for you yesterday as their stocks jumped with the announcement. All right, here's another thing that it was announced yesterday. And normally I don't announce truck stops coming up, but one of the reasons why this one's kind of a big deal is that $1.6 million is going to help build this federal money to help build the infrastructure to put Love's with truck parking out on 74 in North Carolina. Now, this is going to go into a location on 74, which is about an hour west of Charlotte and a little bit about an hour east of Asheville, up on 74. Great investment for our truck drivers, great investment for the region. I tell you what, it's going to open up jobs, open up opportunities, but most importantly, and I think this is really, really where it comes into play, is that we're getting involved in trying to create partnerships to make truck parking more available for drivers. And I'm going to say that's probably, in my opinion, going to be the best solution in creating opportunities for drivers to be able to park. I think utilizing business and funding to come together. Now, look, they're not getting the cash to build this place, but what they are getting is they're getting infrastructure to build this place, which means they're going to put water, sewage, electricity, all into this area so this truck stop can be placed into a position that best helps, best uses, and best supports some of the truck drivers out there. You know, we talk about what are going to be some of the solutions. I don't think there's going to be any one definitive solution that's going to create the truck parking, that's going to solve the truck parking problem. I don't think you can just run out and build a bunch of spaces. I'll tell you what I like about this when we talk about going in and helping out some of these big five trucking companies with the promise of large truck parking. What I do like about that is partnering with existing businesses that are successful in creating the type of amenities necessary for the truck driver to do well out there on the road. I mean, I sit here and I think about it, what better way, and I'm good with any one of the big five, honestly. I don't care. I think it should be spread around. I Love's, Petro, TA, Flying J, Pilot. I think that should all be spread around to the big five. I think all of those should be in the mix in creating great solutions for truck parking because they already have a business model that makes it successful. And what I mean by that is not only do they have great truck parking, but they have the amenities to back it up 24/7, right? They have fuel programs, right, that help the drivers. They have tire shops. They have food available 24/7. And here's the big one. They have showers and bathrooms available all the time, 24/7. And I'm good with any of the big five as long as they can come in and create some of these genuine successes for the driver. This is a really great location to put this out there because what it does, it is not too close to Charlotte. It's not too close to Asheville. But what it is, it's in a region that runs on 74. If you've ever run out there, we're on in North Carolina between the two, it is a very busy road. And we have to have safe truck parking all across the country. And I don't care where they find it, how they find it, or where they create it, they need to come with great solutions. And I'm going to tell you right now, those solutions are going to have to be met in many ways. I'm good with if you want to build rest stops. I get it. The only problem I have with rest stop areas in reality is there's not a lot of food choices, right? There's not a lot of other things that you need while you're there. Not a lot of stores, not a lot of toothbrushes you can walk in and buy, not a lot of things that you can get in. And I get it, But to me, going to the Big Five and working with those guys and working with them in finding those things that make it easier and better for our drivers. I mean, look, you got a travel store is not where it's a little more expensive, but I'm telling you, if you run out of deodorant, you're going to want to buy some. I mean, I get it. If you're here in Texas at 107 degrees, you're going to want some deodorant. And where do you got to go get it? You can go in the travel stop and get it while you're there. You can go in and take a nice shower while you're there. And some of those amenities are necessary for the success of each and every one of you guys out there. I like the idea of funding. I like the idea of finding ways to better partner with these businesses to create jobs. And I don't want it to just be on the federal level. I want it to be on the state level. I would love it to be on the local level. I would love to hear about tax abatements. I would love to hear about and creating infrastructure like this to make these things happen. I love these ideas. And I'm going to tell you, we've got to get into partnership with these and be open and honest to try to find ways to create truck parking, because I want you to have a place to park, and I want you to feel safe when you park there. I don't want it to be dark. I don't want it to be a scary place. I want it to be well lit, well maintained, and well governed and well watched. I want you to understand how safe you are and how important it is to not only be safe, but to feel safe. And that goes for every driver that's out there. Man, woman, I don't care. All of us need to be able to be safe out there, and I think this thing right here helps. We'll be right back right after this to talk a little bit of weather before we get out of here. I know you're going to say, Dave, why talk about the weather? Well, that's what we do here. We're going to talk about the weather even though it's a little bit hot, but we're going to be right back right after this on BCB Live, the safest station in the nation.
What if it was different?
We get a bad rap from those pesky lawyers. I'm David Dover. The Sledgehammer. It ain't pretty when you get detained at the shipper or receiver for hours on end. How many holidays did you spend over the road away from the family?
Call David Dover, the Sledgehammer, to report a driver that's done something right.
All right, we're back here on BCB Live, the safest station in the nation. Drive Safe Dave, playing it solo here on a Friday, even though Sir Rick's not here. He's a little jealous of what I'm doing. I'm a little jealous of his location and his weather. But speaking of the weather, let's talk a little bit about what's going on in the United States. As you can see, this is a current video right here. And as you can tell, it's still warm, still hot here. But you can see these thunderstorms once again rotating over the top of the dome, rotating over the top of the heat. There is going to be some thunderstorms out there in Tennessee and Kentucky going east again. Make sure that you're watching out, watching what you're doing, and being very careful, as these storms will bust up and create a little bit more problems. Look at this. Here's another picture of the heat. Here's another little bit of picture. Look, ooh, how exciting. Dallas, 106 today. I don't even understand that. I'm just a little bit upset. Here we are all the way out here in the desert, and they're at 95, the Sahara Desert. I'm over here in Dallas, Texas, crushing it at 106. How is that fair? I don't even get it yet. When are we going to get some relief here? None in sight. I don't even know. They're talking about a 29% chance of rain in this Texas next week. 29%? Come on, is that what I'm going to get? Anyway, whatever it is, we've got to watch this. Be careful, be mindful. These heats are hard on this. Look, it's hard on people. I get that. Let's talk for just a minute. Let's be real. It's also hard on equipment. This heat tears up batteries more than the cold does. I know it's sometimes hard to start, but when those batteries get hot, they dry out and they lose their conductivity and they lose their potential to hold charges. So notice that, just be aware of what's going on. Make sure you keep your truck maintained. Make sure that you can rely on it out there on the road. Be mindful of what's going on around you. Watch out what you're doing. Be safe this weekend. Have a good time. If you're working, be careful. If you're at play and at home, be careful there as well. We love you. Be safe. And we're going to go to our local stations right after this on BCB Live, the safest station in the nation. See y'all Monday, guys.